Godsent versus Granit coming up. Granit, obviously the newcomers to the NLC. Godsent having been here before with their roster. I mean, their roster looks relatively different. I mean, I think M-Test you may recognize, but Zombie, Indecision, Silk, and Quick Timer are now on this. Oh my goodness, what the hell just happened to my voice? Godsent roster. Granit Gaming going to be the opposition, coming in with Tamoz Galban, Sahira Mishigu, and Dr. Chaos. This is an interesting matchup because I think a lot of people may not know the names that you're seeing on your screen. But Gulborg, what are your thoughts as we head in towards the pick and ban for this matchup?
Well, you got bad short-term memory because Zombie, Indecision, and M-Test all played NLC for them unique, which you should remember because he was there. But other than that, I think that...
that's true. Unique. I remember that now.
Yeah, perfect. Other than that, I think there's a lot of question marks coming in. Silk is a guy I'm going to be paying attention to, little to no competitive experience, but he is a guy that has a lot of different champions on his profile, like Akali, Yone, Orianna, so a bit of everything. And then Quick Timer comes from the Dutch super team Lowland Lions, so if you've spoken to Chronicler, you probably know what that kind of team has to offer. On the other side, Granit Gaming, it's pretty much 4 rookies with a competitive experience. Tassos is the only one who actually has any competitive experience in France. What I'm looking at for Granit Gaming is that I'm looking on Dr. Chaos. He's a Grandmaster player. He's the only one who kind of seems like he's extremely aggressive. He got champions like Galio, Leona, Alistar, all them lots that you want in this meta. So it's going to be interesting to see how this is going to fare out when we see a lot of new players joining the Rift, as well as just Granit Gaming as a new organization.
I am all the way with you, Gulborg here. Dr. Chaos was the one I put my eyes on as well. He has been literally spamming Galio. And you know who Galio pairs up really lovely with? It's that Kai'Sa that has been locked in for Granit Gaming. Anything that can provide you with really hard engaged zoning tools around is super fun. Tristana is also super fun though.
Wow, yeah, we don't see Tristana too frequently.
Is that I'm just kidding.
Oh, Tristana is a champion that started to become more popular in LPL as well, with the Gale Force now coming in with the Graves for Indecision, kind of his meta as well. So the Godsent picks are on theme so far. What's not on theme is this Ryze coming out, usually not a champion that we've been seeing too often because there's just so many good control mages right now, but this might pan out to a 1-3-1 composition. Let's see how Granit Gaming decides to round up this draft.
So I'm sorry,
Foxy.
I think Ryze as a blind pick is crazy, unless they're assuming that might be a Tristana flex, and they might maybe be thinking that's going to go into the mid lane instead, and they're like 4D chesting it or something. But I will say, like, if you see Graves on the other side, I think Ryze is a fairly good mid lane pick, just purely because Graves wants to get all up in your business and make things tough for you. And mages in general like to keep people further away. That's where they're most comfortable. Ryze will absolutely get down and dirty with you, like face to face. He doesn't mind about that. So I think he does fairly well into a champion like Graves. And we're going to see Ornn rounded out here for Godsent. And this is a really interesting draft. Very different draft from what we saw from the first 2 games. I think we could be seeing things go either way. And oh my goodness, guys, I'm so sorry to say, but Galio is in the bin. I'm sorry, you two. Sorry to break the news, but we're not going to be seeing Galio today.
Nope. Some of the champions are starting to get banned away as well. The globals are not allowed right here. And then the Lucian actually coming out here. So it seems like they're just banking on this is going to be kind of 1-3-1 with the Lucian also in a solo lane, able to split up the map with massive damage. And then, of course, it's the Leona that's going to be taken away. You know, honestly, I wouldn't mind that you just pick the mid laner here. If you want to go with one of these really like Syndra-esque here and just say, yeah, go for it. We want the priority. And then you wait for the counter pick with the support. But if you have heavy prior onto the Alistar, go for it. I'm just worried that they might run into a Maokai again and they might have some issues with these saplings that we saw just before in the other game.
I think you have all forgotten the one and true savior, the best pair that you could have possibly with Kai'Sa, the guy that never stops drinking and enjoys it more than anything. The Gragas is still up and available, but Gulborg, I think you're probably one step ahead and seeing what the mandate Maokai did in the previous game. Of course, it was extremely annoying. Now, here the thing is that there's a bunch of tanks running your way, so this Maokai could end up also going to the top side, sort of to go face to face with the Ornn. We're having again a noodle fight. That's not a go drinker champion. That is a gourd drinking champion, though.
You think? What makes you think Aatrox is a Gourd champion, Trouble? I'm not quite sure about how that synergy goes through. Maybe. But I'm joking.
Is it
I
the
think
healing? Is it the AD? Is it
maybe
the
you're onto
area around
something here,
it?
Trouble. Maybe you are.
I don't have a beer to do the same.
Mate, it's like barring the Orn, it's like a season 3 team comp coming out here from Godsent. It's like Orianna, Tristana, Alistair, Graves.
Except the Graves would be
champions.
ADC, yeah.
Yeah, Graves would have been ADC back in the day, but you know, some ancient champions coming out here in on the Godsent roster. The Ali, Tristana, Orianna combo that's been out since God knows when. Yeah, but interesting lineups. I'm gonna let Gulbog close this one out for us, guys. What do you make? Actually, I'll let Trouble jump in as well. What do you guys make of this of these two rosters before we jump into game?
So yeah, as you said, Godsent is just that one-ball combo teamfight composition, and that's perfect for this kind of meta as well. Ornn has been 100% priority in LPL as well, Graves, Orianna, and then Tristana with the Alistar coming in. It's just a perfect teamfight composition. It's easy to execute, and it's exactly what you need at this kind of level of competitive League of Legends.
You know what though? I have to side with my underdog boys right here, because Granit are going pedal to the metal right here, right? They have the all-in composition. They're gonna be diving with the Aatrox, the Hecarim, the Maokai, Kai'Sa flying all the way to your ADC in the backline. Expect a Gale Force on that ADC because he's playing assassin mode.
Okay, well, do you know what I've heard everything I need to hear. We've got Trouble repping Granit Gaming. Everybody with a bit of sensibility going for the cliff.
Wow, okay.
No.
Be nice.
Anyway, let's hand
then.
it over to our casters. Here, Braden Orcs, going to our third game of the day.
Thank you very much, Scoundrel. Getting ready to go into game number 3 between Granit and Godsent. Man, that last game was a bit of a blip on the radar with kind of how we had that crazy bot lane, and now we actually shake it up again with the Tristana pick. Seen a lot of Alistair as of late recently in the meta. It's kind of one of those high priority supports. Going in with the Tristana though, how does this kind of look for you in your head right now?
So I think Tristana's kind of actually pretty good, specifically into the Kai'Sa, because obviously she's a duelist. We see Ezreal often struggles when she gets up in his face. Tristana's good at dueling herself though. Like if Kai'Sa jumps in, she can jump out, or she can just go for the 1v1 and oftentimes do pretty well with it, especially using the ultimate as a bit of CC. So I like the pickup here. It's not seen as much as Kai'Sa, and Kai'Sa's still really strong, but when it comes to dealing with it, I think it does a decent job. Overall, honestly, Godsent have some great tools, as was being said, for the team fighting. I think Granit's team fighting is solid as well, particularly their dive, but my concern is kind of this Rise, I feel like doesn't quite fit in with the rest of them. And we'll have to see how that one pans out. I'm assuming it's a bit of a pocket pick from Sahara, because we aren't really seeing too much Rise at the moment across the board. So kind of edge towards Godsent, but I think Granit still have tools. If this Kai'Sa gets ahead, if there's Rise, if there's Hecarim, there's Aatrox get ahead, there is potential for them. It's just whether or not they get kind of stonewalled, because none of them really have great laning matchups.
Yeah.
Apart from the Aatrox in the top lane can do all right into the Ornn.
Well, can the new kids on the block step up and get a win here on day number 1? Sort of play for us. Minions are taken to the Rift, and no early game invades or anything messy looking to break out here. It's defensive lines, and keep our eyes on the junglers, I think, earlier. Let's see what they look to try and do here.
I feel like I was kind of spoiled a bit from our game 1 where we got the invade, got the level 1 strategies. I want that every game, just being honest. I think it makes it exciting and fun, but I guess not.
Well, it's just a red side start for both of these junglers. Galben will be clearing upwards towards, which you said, the Aatrox lane will be his strongest lane. So maybe we could expect to see something onto Zombie.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. I think it's potentially risky because obviously bot lane is liable to blow up even more, and we've very much seen this state of like AD carry at the moment with Gale Force in particular and what they can do. So I wouldn't be comfortable letting my bot lane go and my enemy's bot lane go unchecked if I was a jungler. But gotta play to your strengths.
We'll see what he decides to do. He's obviously done a full clear of his red side. It looks like the exact same thing's happening for Indecision here, with his own full clear. And with the level 2 advantage picked up, Dr. Chaos jumps in. It's a pretty nice trade-off onto Quicktiner, and M-Test eats the sapling at the end. So Hero sees Indecision on the Raptor camp, so they're able to track the enemy jungler onto Godsent. So actually, at the moment, tempo-wise, jungle Galben is up, and there's probably a pretty informed decision on where he is on the map, but they don't have definite information, unlike Granit. Oh, there's the one.
All
There's
coming
the
in.
though. Wow, so much damage. He might actually just die here to the Ignite Burn, able to survive. Sahira makes his way forward, and MTES is going very, very low. This is going to be first blood onto the Rise. Silk also joins in and will lose his life.
Oh, got the knockup.
It's going to be 2 kills picked up for Godsend, and Granit, AD carry just got a little bit too low, wasn't able to rejoin into that fight.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it was a good engage from Godsent. The TP comes in, and Silk was so late, but it didn't matter because MTES was able to buy enough time. We'll get the replay here. So you see, initially, combo comes in, loads of damage from the Tristana, and really the Maokai not able to do much at level 2 without his Q to stop that. Not quite enough to finish off the Kai'Sa, and has to flash away, but buys so much time. And at this point, Ryze is overcommitted and is going to die. Dr. Chaos probably wouldn't have gotten away even if Graves wasn't there, but the fact that Indecision was pathing towards bot guarantees that second kill, guarantees it's a favorable trade for the side of Godsent. And the only sort of good thing for Granit is that Mishigu didn't die, but because he was so low, he had to reset anyway.
Yeah. Did burn both the exhaust and the flash from Mishigu, so they are going to be down. Although, to be fair, only the supports have a flash in this lane now. Every other summoner spell has been burnt, so it was a 3 for 3 in the summoner spell trade.
To me, with these supports, that just means more action is inevitably going to come.
Galvin actually trying to see if he can make a play happen here.
Yeah, so actually the wave's in a really good spot for, I mean, essentially both the top lane of Granit and the bot lane of Godsent. So reset has come in. There's some heavy trading.
Conqueror's up. I actually think this could be one of these top laners is dying here. And it is going to be Zombie. Tamal's able to get the kill. What? The sustain from the Aatrox is just a little bit too much.
I don't understand. Like the trade was won by Tamoz, and then Zombie just stayed, and I'm just kind of confused as to why. I mean, credit to Tamoz, finds the 1v1, but yeah, I'm not really sure what the game plan there was from Zombie, because as you said, Conqueror stacked, really not excelling in that situation. I'm glad we can get a replay. It's like the W connects, catches him back, comes out the full trade, cool, and he's going back in. Maybe he was off the thought process, like he was definitely dead anyway to try to go for the trade.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, maybe it's one of those things where if he had his W up, then he wouldn't have got yanked by the pole if he flashed it. I mean, there's a lot of ifs and buts, but ultimately just a misplay from Zombie and good capitalization from Tamoz, and nice to see some positives coming out in Granit's first game in the NLC.
Yeah, really nice. And they also got themselves a Ocean Drake on the tail end of that kill as well, so 2 nice plays very quickly back to back there by Granit. Not letting that play in the bot lane get to them too much here. Serrated has been finished up for Mishigu. MTES, double longsword and dagger. So most of the components of that Moon Quiver just hasn't actually built it into the item yet.
Looks like Sahira's fishing for the Graves here.
Yeah, has spotted him out, but Blastcone is there, and Tamoz spotted on a pink ward. So decision not going to get caught out. Dr. Chaos will find Quick Tire and M-Test. It's actually the Meteor Maokai this time, and not the Aftershock. So a little bit more lane poke, but a little less survivability onto Dr. Chaos. Once again, just been a real nuisance for M-Test and Quick Timer.
I love his name.
It is actually, it's probably my favorite name in the league.
You know what it reminds me of whenever I hear it? You know in South Park, you know how Butter's like supervillain alter ego, Professor Chaos? I just always think of that whenever you say it.
I can't do a Butters impression. I'm not going to attempt. I wish I could.
That would have been peak content. You kind of ruined the entire stream now, Jake.
Yeah, I know. All right, pack it up, guys. You
had one job. You had one job.
Yes, as a play-by-play caster, my one job was to be an impression artist as well.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, this is going to be a big fight.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be one. Mishigu gets caught out already. Dr. Chaos flashes away, but M-Test looks to hunt him down. In goes the fear, though. It was a bait all along. A 1-for-1 so far, but 80 carry down, and Mishigu gets himself a cash in for a double kill. That is Granit finding 2.
I just saw Granit pushing up, setting up vision, and I...
Oh.
Yep. Guess it's 3.
Yes. Thank you, Observer. Totally missed that one.
So, one of the things I always like to talk about, especially, I mean, I don't think anyone would disagree when I would say that Godsent and Granit, from my expectations, are 2 of the weaker teams. I think comfort goes a long way. And I think this rise for Sahira is clearly comfort. But first, we'll have a look at this play. And this jump in from M-Test is when you know things are going bad. I saw the Hecarim wandering around the river, and I saw Graves dash over the wall, and I'm like, oh, this is going to turn out into something. And M-Test ends up overcommitting for the kill. Felt like it was a good play. It's 3 against 2, but it's not. The Hecarim turns up.
Oh, actually, Sahira gonna force Quick Timer away, and just looks like Granit are gonna get themselves this Rift Herald uncontested.
But yeah, going back to my earlier point is, I feel like it goes a long way. Like if your comfort pick is your rise, you can deliver on it. Particularly in a matchup like Orianna, which, you know, it's not something that's necessarily going to massively punish your pick. If you feel really confident on it, there's opportunities to bring out, and clearly Sahira is showing that in this game. Able to find a lead in this matchup 1v1.
M-Test gets a bit of free time on the tower, and with the satchel charges, should actually be able to take a couple of plates for himself here. That's the second one. Mishigu just going to try and hold the wave for now. Top side, Thomas just going onto Zombie once again, just having a real field day bullying him out here.
Aatrox things. Can't wait till he gets the gold drink and becomes unkillable. You know, altogether, Granit doing pretty solid in this early game. Bot lane going good now after that play. 2 kills specifically onto the Kai'Sa. Mid lane is ahead significantly. Top lane is up. So only really jungle where Godsent has the lead, but it's not like Hecarim hasn't done his job. And that dragon in the pocket as well. They've learned from watching Trick's game. Dragons are a thing.
I'm glad they learned that. Teleport coming in from Sahira to get into the wave. Shove this out. Gavin has been seen on a ward, so was looking to see if Silk could maybe overstay his welcome, but not going to have that opportunity. And Collapse going towards this dragon is there for the side of Godsent. Sahira just trying to shove this wave in now. Shockwave's going to land onto one. Indecision goes in with a blind. There is a charge available. Sahira, he just takes the Realm Warp away to safety. Shockwave burn for the Realm Warp. This should actually just be Dragon for Godsent now.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Getting the Hecarim's ultimate, getting him chunked down is enough for you to get that dragon. No kills are cheap. You don't really need them in that scenario, but something in the pocket of Galvan going to come in here. They have the Herald. Silk's not actually in position to defend this right now. I don't think they'll be able to get a tower here, but they'll get 2 plates at least, which is a lot more gold into the pockets of that Rise. And already he has that Ludens completed. He's already up in items.
Yeah.
It's only going to get worse.
Already hitting like a truck, clearing through waves like it's nothing. 2-level gold lead. M-Test gets another bit of free time on the waves, so can shove in. Did just use the satchel charge, so not going to go for any plates here. Just wants to get a cheeky reset. 1,500 gold in the inventory for him to spend. As you can see the gold lead on your screens right now. Pretty much all in the mid lane, to be fair. 2 kills on Sahira.
Yeah, there's a bit in the top lane. 500 top lane. About 600 in the jungle over to Indecision. And then, yeah, mid lane. Mid lane is the thing. Despite the fact that we have the 2 kills specifically onto Mishigu, we've actually seen M-Test able to use his CS advantage to mitigate that gold lead. So, I mean, at this point, no one's really massively in favor either side. Strength on both teams. And you know, although I felt like the Rise maybe doesn't fit into the whole dive composition the rest of the team has, both of these teams have strong team fights. And if they go into the mid to late game, even in gold, is very much going to come down to execution.
"12 minutes into the game. 1,000 up at the moment. And taking stock of where we are, Kraken Slayer finished up onto M-Test. It's the components for Mishigu at the moment. Obviously, with that serrated in the build, trying to max the Q as quick as possible, is going to just slow down the Mythic for the moment. But Quick Timer actually jumps in onto Dr. Chaos. Dr. Chaos uses the ulti, looking to catch some members out. Here comes the charge. All three are caught. And Miscue slides in. That Nature's Grasp catches everyone. Thomas now joins in with the World Ender on. Shockwave available to Silk, but he's been zoned away. Thomas may just go down here as the order thrown down. Everybody's on such low health bars. And Granit are just wiping Godsent off the map right now. Everybody realm warps over the wall. The Shockwave comes down and Zombie will get a kill in return. But that is a double kill onto Zahira. And this wave's about to crash in. This might just be a little bit more for Granit.
Yeah, no way out. Quick timer. Yeah, I mean, good luck, Silk.
There it is. The ace comes forward for Granit. The new kids on the block. Opening up in style.
I mean, honestly, really solid play for them. The team fight came out. Both teams had their strengths, but so they go for this initial play on Dr. Chaos. MTES just, you can't jump there. You should expect that the Maokai is going to flash because now that your jump is down, you're really in trouble. Ends up flashing into the Hecarim and you're now one member down. And then watch his Aatrox. They all try and tin on him. Watch his health. It's going, and it's back. He's basically back to full HP. The power of Gore Drinker, these one item team fights, Aatrox can just excel in because no one has the damage to cut him down quickly. And when you do, he just heals back up to full. They chase him on the tower with the help of that Rizal, and this just allows them to secure all the kills. They're not just getting a couple in the lead, they're getting so many. And it happens to now be 5 kills on this Rise, 4 kills on the Kai'Sa. These carries are so fed.
And there's the Gale Force finished up. It is a Kraken Slayer onto MTES, so we're going to maximize damage.
Yeah, I think for the Tristana, Kraken Slayer sinks really well. I think most people tend to go for that on her. Whereas Kai'Sa has the luxury of choice because, you know, she can build whatever she wants and the champion's still broken. But the point is now, you know, we have Tier 2 Boots as an advantage. We have Serrated Dirk as an advantage. And we look mid lane, needlessly large rod picked up. And still yet to complete that first item. So just really strong performance so far from Granit. And able to punish that missed execution from Godsent. And honestly, I was looking to MTES as someone who I felt like would be a really strong performer for this team. This game just hasn't been too excellent so far. Using his jump very aggressively and then often paying for it.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a rough one for the Tristan. I was quite excited to see that pop out, but Dr. Chaos has done a good job of keeping him in control. And Mishku very, very strong now on this Kai'Sa. 4-0-2. Actually, Silk might just be for a whole world of hurt. They're not going to pull the trigger there. And just a lot of skirmishing across the board there. MTES will be able to hold this wave. So tier 1 turret in the mid lane will not fall. But the dragon spawning in 12 seconds. And Dr. Chaos setting up the saplings to make sure nobody can get through.
Easy dragon pickup. Nice. Love to see teams prioritizing dragons.
Yeah. I think what I love most about Dr. Chaos's name is when people play video games, there are always people with the edgy names, right? You've got like Mystic Wind and stuff like that. But it's not edgy, but it's like an 11-year-old wrote it, and I love it. It's like an innocent version of an edgy name.
What was your like first gamer tag or whatever? What was like your... You know, everyone makes an original one that was awful and terrible. What was yours?
So,
I mean, other than Hitbrain, obviously.
Genuinely, Hitbrain was actually my first gamer tag because
that says a lot.
Yeah, I hated it. It was just randomly selected, and I hated it. I wanted an edgy, like I want to be like Razor or something, really, you know, really edgy.
God, just imagine I'm casting it to you. I'm like, what are your thoughts on that, Razor?
But like, I wanted like a really horrible, well, not horrible. I wanted like a really edgy name because I was young and stupid, and I was skipping steps because I desperately wanted to play games with my friends, and I just ended up skipping the naming step and just got randomly given Hitbrain, and that's where it came from. And everyone took the mick out of me for having the name.
It could have ended up worse. It definitely
could have ended up worse. Because the thing is I don't know if I'm creative enough to have come up with a name later down the line, so I probably would have just stuck with some whatever edgy name I'd had.
God, I wish you could have been Razor. You'd have got grief for it every day of your life, honestly.
I'm sorry. It would have been Razor. It probably would have been something really edgy. What was yours?
So, but mine, I remember I was playing Halo at the time, right? It was Halo 1 on PC. And I found out about online mode. This was years ago before every game had online.
Yeah.
And I was like, I thought it was hilarious. I can't even remember how old I was, but my young brain was like, what's hilarious? Instead of Master Chief, it could be Master Chef.
Oh, okay.
So that was my name for start because I thought it was just
one.
I thought it was so funny, and then I used that same name on Xbox because obviously I played Halo, but like obviously I didn't always play Halo, and it just made no sense, and everyone just called me as Master Chef.
That's not edgy. I mean, that is also just.
It wasn't edgy,
show.
but
it is literally a cooking show.
I know,
but you're a fan of cooking.
See, but it kind of fell off because I didn't really think about the cooking show, and then like as I'm older and YouTube recommends me Gordon Ramsay videos, I fall in love with it again. But anyway, there's a game going on. We should really focus up.
Yeah, but it's a bit of a siege going on, but they're not actually going to push in there at all.
Thanks for that, Razor.
I wouldn't have got it. Someone else would have had that name.
Whoever took Razor, I'm really annoyed at you right now. Whichever original person had the name Razor.
You denied the League of Legends community.
Yeah. So, I mean, this gold lead has expanded massively. Granit been working effectively, taking down those tier 1 towers. Do get one of them return from Silk, but this gold lead has just ballooned massively. Look at 5,000 again. These two teams, I was saying, if they go in the mid-late game on even gold, it's going to be about execution. When one of them goes in with a 5,000 gold lead, execution really doesn't come into it. Granit can kind of just throw their wallet at Godsent.
Oh, no.
That's awful. Oh.
He didn't even get the wave of it. Oh, zombie.
He tried. Rift Child gonna get thrown down mid. All these towers taken without even the second Rift Child, and they're not quite gonna go for the tier 2 now, but a lot of damage onto it.
See why he's called zombie. He's looking for some brains now. Indecision, we'll find out, Galvin, but Galvin, he's okay. He's pretty strong right now on the Hecarim. Big thing is this Mountain Drake spawning in a minute. That would be Mountain Soul Point. 3 Drakes over to the side of Granit.
It's going to be hard to contest this one as well, because once more we have a Mandate Maokai. Throw down a ton of saplings, make it very difficult to walk through on those brushes. Still a ton of engage though from Godsent, so if they really want to fight this one, they can. But I'm kind of getting from the positioning on the map, they just don't. They're not going for it. Oh.
Zombie gets a knock up, gets pulled back in. Tomaz just gets the Gore Drinker trade off and back to full health.
It kind of felt like they weren't fighting each other. They were like fighting past each other. Like.
Well, Tomaz actually get Gore Drinker's back up, so we'll have a bit of time. Throws out the ulti to keep himself alive. Here comes the call of the Forge God. Zombie gonna not hit it this time, unfortunately. Tomaz goes for the heals. Can he get it off in time? No, he cannot. M-Test jumps back out. They will lose a dragon and a tier 2 mid for this, though.
Nice play. I did clock M-Test autoing the turret there, so loses points from me, but ultimately they do end up getting the kill. They were losing that dragon anyway. The tower does hurt, I won't lie, but it was low. It's not like they're losing a full HP tower. And at least we're seeing Godsent going for some of these plays that they need to get themselves back in the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I guess the kill is worth it at that point. The odds of them being able to fight the dragon would have been quite hard, but they have to fight the next one. Mountain Soul is going to make their life just that little bit harder. All the extra resistances that we are tripping Mountain Soul as well, so it's a lot of resistances. But most crucially, that shield on top of Mishigu, who's already going to get the shield from the Killer Instinct, got the Gale Force for safety. There's just so many layers of safety for Mishigu on the Kai'Sa that with the Soul, it's just going to feel really hard to deal with him.
And there's not much poke from the side of Godsent. Like, some compositions, you can just poke the shield off before the fight, so it's not too concerning, but that really isn't available for Godsent. And especially when you have, like, a team with so much engage on the side of Granit, like, that shield, when you're already lacking damage, makes such a big difference.
Yeah.
You know, if you're trying to fight this Aatrox off you, and you have to do an extra, 200 damage just before you even start working on the health bar, it's not going to be a good time.
Especially when, you know, he's got that gold drinker proc. If he's standing in the middle of a team, that's just a full health bar again. So this makes it extra hard. Now, this is actually a very quick Baron, with considering how fed the Kai'Sa is. But level 15 Rise as well, so they will cut through it so fast.
Definitely a good composition to be taking that one down. And they want to look for a bit more, though, potentially a pick here.
Yeah, they're looking to charge in. Great blind, though, by Indecision will be enough just to cool off the charge. And Granit now just taking this opportunity. They're going to try and start up this Baron. Like I said, it will go down very quickly. It is getting melted right now.
And like I said, a lot of damage to do this. Indecision needs to steal. TP coming in. He is actually a level up on the Hecarim.
Can he get in? Here is the Wild, the Nature's Grasp. It's going to catch him in. Big shockwave. The charge goes down. The dragon is stolen. They're going to have to look to fight this so effectively. Tomaz in the middle of everyone will lose his life. Call of the Forge God's going to get the knockup. Mishigu can't even enter the fight right now. Does have that killer instinct, but not going to pull the trigger as they pop quick timer back. They do trade out with a couple of kills, but
2 for 1. You get the Baron. That
misplay.
is absolute win there. Just a great steal from Indecision. And we saw a little bit of this last game where Tricked were like, so starting the Baron backing away, Baron backing away. Granit got it too low on HP. 1.8k when Graves can do so much damage to it to get it low enough. Just way too risky. They should have kept the health higher. At 3k, you need to decide. But a couple more autos, and then the ball from Orion and the shockwave is what gets it low enough. They need to leave it at higher HP there. They don't win the 50-50. Graves being higher level as well doesn't help. And then this fight afterwards, so scrappy. Silk and M-Test able to get over the wall safely. And from that point, Sahara can't follow through. Yes, they get quick timer, but this is an absolute win for Godsent, who honestly looked like they were out of the game at one point.
And we're seeing the Wormfallen picked up for M-Test as well, so got upgraded from the Ornn. Got that Phantom Dancer. There is now the Hurricane finished up onto Mishigu, so still retains an entire item above this Tristana. So it's on to Godsent to use this Baron to alleviate that gold lead a little bit more, as Dr. Chaos will get spotted out by quick timer, but is able to walk away from that one.
Easy pick on this tower, and I think a big thing as well is not just the gold and the tower pushing, also a lot of experience from that Baron. Oh, Zombie maybe actually be in trouble here. They've lost Silk. He's gone for a recall, but it looks like they're not really going to engage on this one. Side waves being pushed up mean Godsent has to answer, but even a small closing off the gold lead is still huge.
Yeah. Now Mishigu just going to push in this wave. You can see the gold lead over time right now on your screens. Only a slight dip. There is still a pretty significant lead over to Granit. Losing Baron, though, really puts the brakes on this game. And minute until the soul comes up, I feel like Granit are just going to set up the vision in the area. If you actually go down into this blue side jungle, you'll start to see them edging and eking their vision control forward. They're using the saplings as well, kind of as proxy wards. Also force people a little bit low if they get caught out.
Proxy wards to do 1 million damage. Zombie gonna tank them here. Not doing too much to him, but still.
I mean, you say
all things
that.
considered, that's
a fair chunk of health there.
Yeah, considering he has magic resist. Oh. Yeah, shield comes in there, but still, I mean, yeah, it's just a lot of damage, but Godsent do manage to force their way. Remember, Baron does give them extra stats as well, so have to bear that in mind. The gold lead, 4,500, but probably closer to like, okay, I'm gonna not pretend I know the exact numbers by memory, but it's a decent amount. But Engage now coming in.
Rowan might be a little bit of a bait there. It's going to be Sahara just blowing up the Tristana on the backline. Silk's next to be taken out, and Tomaz is able to find the kill. Mishigu slides in, Gale forces forwards, and Indecision, he has nowhere to go. Mishigu just firing away, gets himself a double kill, easy as that. And Zombie, the only one left standing. They didn't even need Soul. The trigger is pulled, and Zombie will be the last to fall as Tomaz will slowly but surely chase him to his demise. Granit will crack open the base here, take an inhibitor as well, as Tomaz will finally get a delayed kill onto Zombie. It's actually pretty nice delaying the respawn timers. M-Test is up in 8 seconds time, so question is can Granit close in time? Quick timer's already up. Tower number 1's going to go down. Tower number 2 being fired away. Entes is only just spawned. It's going to have to be a miracle play here, but Quicktimer will lose his life. Entes firing away. Can't quite get enough, though, as he does get himself a shutdown onto the Kai'Sa, but there is still such a Fed rise there. Granit join the NLC with a win over Godsent. They're going to be feeling superbly happy right now.
I said something earlier in that game. I said, looking at Granit and Godsent, maybe 2 of the weaker teams in the league, but after Granit's play, they looked good. They looked like significantly better. Really strong gameplay, really strong team fighting, knew what to do with their lead, picked up dragons, which already puts them above Tricked, and then closing the game out decisively. Honestly, I think they looked really excellent, all things considered. I think a lot of people looked at the names on the roster and thought, didn't expect much, didn't expect them to be top tier, but they really showed up in that game.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, with that, is a win for the new kids on the block as they close out game number 3. But don't worry, there's still another game to go. After the break, we'll have our analyst breaking down that game and an interview. And then myself and Master Chef will be back for our 4th game. See you in a sec.
Thanks, Razor.
Well, I might have slightly flamed Trouble before we went into this game, but who's laughing now? Who's laughing now? Trouble gets the prediction victory with Granit Gaming coming in as the underdogs, quite literally, but they actually smurfed that so hard. Guys, that was definitely an exciting game. We don't get to see Rise too often, but let's be honest, Sahira absolutely crushed it.
And that's kind of the thing. I remember talking to Foxtrot, okay, B3, Rise, just blind. What do you think of this? And to be fair, it's normally not that good. But on this level where comfort could just mean so much more than whatever you want to go, that's meta, he absolutely smashed it. I think that he looked significantly better than Silk, even solo killing it. And it came down to every lane of Granit Gaming's roster, essentially. Solo kill top, dual kills in bot, lots of action. And to quote Orcs, they just looked significantly better.
I absolutely agree. And actually, we have the man of the moment for an interview with me. So I'm actually going to bring Sahira in to have a chat. Sahira, actually, the first time I ever get to talk to you. So it's really nice to meet you. My name's
Hello, nice.
And our first question is from Foxdrop. Foxdrop wanted to ask me this question. He might chime in, actually. He said, how did you carry this game single-handedly, but you couldn't carry him in solo queue?
I carried him in solo queue. That's the thing. And he egoed me when I asked him to like my LFT post. I can't believe it. That's unreal, Foxtrot. No, we won. No, we won. I hard carried you, mate. Unreal. On Rise as well. Yeah, that.
Oh no! Oh gosh! I feel like I've opened a can of worms that I'm just going to close again. We're going to go back to closing it. Yep. Okay. How are you guys feeling though? Coming in as a new roster, you're obviously relatively untested. Haven't had sort of as much high-level competitive experience. How do you guys feel as a roster coming into this? This is like basically brand new.
I think people are really underrating us. Like, of course, people don't haven't seen us like ever. We're like 4 rookies, I think, in this team. But people need to know that we're not here to spectate. Of course, we're not in here just for the experience. We're here to compete. So, people who underestimate us, like Godsent, are gonna taste my Rise. That's for sure.
They did. I mean, they literally quite did. You guys played. You guys pretty much. Look, Trouble didn't underestimate you. She backed you in the predictions. Hey,
I'm gonna shout her out after the interview. That's for sure.
And
that's a believer.
Hey, mate, you've made me a believer after that game. Again, I didn't know much about you guys, but you certainly looked pretty strong in that game. And I'm very much. Do you know what? I'm really excited about seeing new players get into the NLC and really.
Are you a Sahira fan now or what?
Yeah. I'm a fan, mate. I'm a fan.
Alright, let's hear it.
I'm gonna go follow you on Twitter. I'm gonna tweet you and tell you I'm an absolute fan.
That's amazing. Thank you.
What about the new season? I'm asking all the players this because obviously it is the new season. How are you liking the changes to the items coming into season 11? All the new changes that have come through.
Yo, if Mark Yetter is watching, please bring back the shield for Seraph. Please, like Rise is unplayable in solo queue. Like I can only pull him up in competitive. Like please bring back the shield. I beg you. Thank you. And that's all I have to say about that.
Okay. Do you know what? This has been a really fun interview, mate. I'm really big congratulations for your win. Hopefully we get to talk to you much more throughout the season. And Granit off to a great start.
Yep, I agree. Thank you so much, man.
I tell you what, Foxy got slammed. Foxy got slammed to the start of that.
Yeah, that was my bad.
Foxy's like, I'm not saying anything more. I'm not saying anything more. I'm going.
Yeah, he's a good lad, that one. And very good at Rise as well.
I'm a big fan.
Funny.
I can't wait for Granit's next game because holy moly, if that's the persona they bring out. Usually when we get rookies or something that does their first interview, mine this is just his first competitive game, his first interview, and that's the persona you bring. Like that is the guy who's not scared to show what he's made of. I can't wait for the next Granit game.
Rise, you think he's scared?
No, I thought he was dumb. I thought he was dumb, but no.
Foxy's just like, yeah, I egoed him. Sorry, egoed him when
my bad.
Look, we've got a drawing board again. This time, Trouble will be piloting it. So, Trouble, take us through our play of the match.
All right, first of all, before I start playing the clip, I want you all to pay attention to this thing. Oh, wait, hold on. I messed it up already. All right, this thing down here. That is the big boy. That is the big boy Aatrox. He has just completed his gold drinker. I'm gonna clear this up. But this is what happens right here. They are forced to pull back because they do catch the Maokai. So you'll see the dive going on. And then after this, they have to pull back because the Maokai doesn't die. Now, if I pause this right here, wait for it. It is the big boy again coming in over here. This is the teleport. The gourd drinker, it's arriving on the Aatrox. And look at what's happening here. He gathers everyone into the pullback on the chains and he absolutely decimates the fight. Godsent have to run away like headless chickens because Granit had figured out how to play with the teleports and their power spikes so well that the second they had secured the items they needed, they absolutely dived in. And of course, there's the continuation right here. Kuktama and Silk have nowhere to go. They tried to possibly pull a play, but 4v2 is just not happening. You see the Aatrox right there. He knows Silk's fate, and they just seal the deal.
So what I pulled away from that was the Gore Drinker is Giga Broken,
and I also managed to do 1 circle, 1 square, and 2 arrows. You hear me?
Yeah, yeah. You hit the shape check. You hit the shape check, Trouble. And on that bombshell, we're gonna go to a quick break because when we come back, we have Fnatic Rising in action again. We'll see you soon.